As we've heard many times, crisis creates opportunity. We have an opportunity to fundamentally change how we do corrections here in San Mateo County.
Our jails are at the breaking point. They are severely overcrowded. We are housing many more inmates than these facilities were originally designed to house. And we're housing many more inmates than is permitted by state regulation.
We've done a needs assessment, and it's going to help us guide what we need to do in the way of the size of a facility. We're also looking at doing it a little differently. We have the McGuire facility. That's a high-risk facility. What we're looking to do is replace the women's facility, but expand it a little bit, because not only would this programming be done for women, but also for men, because these will be the medium to low-risk individuals. And so, yes, it might seem a little bigger, but a lot of that space will be the programming.
If we could break the cycle of recidivism, if we could have space available to do successful treatment programs where people are going to be able to stop committing crimes, that would definitely not only benefit the job we do, but benefit public safety as a whole.
Well, the Choices program is really built on the Delancey Street model, and I think it's a wonderful program. It does go through job skills and life skills, and it does try to help people with self-esteem.
Choices has been a tremendous help to us in the management of the jail, especially being so overcrowded. The inmates that are in Choices tend to be more well-behaved, so they're not acting up as much. They are learning life skills, they're learning some just basic skills that we take for granted.
You know, people talk about the Choices program in the women's facility. The times I visit, there may be a dozen women in that program, and then you have 138 or so that are doing nothing. I call it the Choices program and the Excuses program, which means all of those women that are there, and 99.9% of the people come out of jail, will have done nothing other than watch TV during the term while they're there. To me, that's unacceptable, not only for themselves, but for the community as a whole.
Recent studies have shown that Choices graduates are 2.6 times less likely to be rearrested than those who have dropped out of the program. I think that's an impressive statistic, and it just goes to show that programs like this really do work. The men's facility currently operates at 141% of capacity. The women's facility operates at 171% of capacity. And I think it's interesting to note that overcrowding still occurs despite programs that allow qualified offenders to participate in alternatives to incarceration.
Jail overcrowding presents a number of problems. There are legal challenges that we face, there are safety issues that we face, and then there's the effect on public safety.
Unless we build a new jail, we stand the distinct possibility that a federal court will impose an arbitrary cap, and people will not be held accountable for the crimes that they commit.
Just the fact that our jails are overcrowded means that we need to take a hard look at what we're doing currently in our system. But also at a state level, they're overcrowded. There's potential that they may send inmates down to us. There's a 3-judge group that's looking at all the overcrowding throughout the state, and they may, sanction that we have to let people out of our facilities, and that's really unacceptable to the public.
We have not determined yet where the new facility will be. That's the process that it's part of the planning process. It's a very long and involved planning process. And right now what we're doing is we're looking at sites all over the county to determine what would be the best location for this facility. Now, from a practical standpoint, the farther we get from kind of the center of the universe, which is the Hall of Justice, where the courtrooms are, and McGuire, where all the bookings occur, and where our main medical facility is, the farther we get from that, the more expensive it is to operate this facility.
I believe that people who commit crimes, who victimize people, should be held accountable. And if we do not have adequate jail space available, then the public will continue to be victimized.
And the function of a jail is to take people who have violated the law and take them out of the community and lock them up so the community is safe. And when you take away everything else, we talk about treatment, we talk about trying to change people's lives, and that's an important function of what we do. But the number one function of what I'm entrusted to do is when someone breaks the law, I need to have space in my jail to accept that prisoner, to get him off the street, and to protect the community.